Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. And today is the last work day of the year, and it is Friday, and this is episode number 33. So I got 33 episodes in 2023, hoping to double that in 2024. And we're going to have a shorter podcast this time. I'm just going to have one guest, which is Angelica. That's your name. I can't remember her names. I'm terrible with names. I've known her for over a year, and I still don't know her name. So I'll let her introduce herself. But I always like to start by letting everybody know that I couldn't do this podcast if it wasn't for Jennifer Smidas, the area vice president, Caitlin Korner, Devin, the escrow officers in the Sugar Land office, and Wendy Santana and Adriana Alzate, who are the escrow officers in the Richmond office. And if you didn't know it, Adriana speaks Spanish. So if you need a Spanish-speaking escrow officer, we have that. Also, if you're an agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area and you're seeing this podcast and you want to be a guest, give me a call or send me an email, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and I'll put you on the calendar. So let's get this started. So this is episode number 33. This is Angelica, like I mentioned earlier. Say hi, everybody. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Angelica Carmona. I am with Homestead and Ranch Real Estate, and I have been in the business come April. In 2024, I'll be in the business for 3 years.
3 years?
3
Wow.
years.
So how do you like it so far?
This year, 2023, has been the most challenging, but that has been the overall feedback I've gotten from almost every agent.
From everybody, yeah.
But I still love my job, and I'm looking forward to a 2024. So
awesome.
yeah.
I am too. So I've already started preparing for it. I already got things on the calendar and all that good stuff. So tell everybody, since you've only been an agent for about 3 years, you're not really that new, but you also haven't been around for a whole long time. Why did you decide to be a real estate agent?
Well, it got to the point where my husband was asking me, "What do you want to do?"
I'm sorry, but you were a teacher, right?
No.
No, not a teacher. What did you do before this?
I was a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have 4 children. And then when our last child got into kindergarten and I had all the free time in the world, he asked me, he started thinking, he's like, "What do you want to do?" And so I took maybe a year to really pray about what I wanted to do. Before becoming a mom, I was I was admin assistant for an offshore drilling company, which I really, really loved. But I left that to obviously go home and be home with the kids, which was a blessing in and of itself. But my family is really big on finding a skill because, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So something might happen with my husband and, what's going to happen? Like, how am I going to provide for my family? I explored some jobs before turning to real estate. And one of my biggest influences and my mentor is my sister. She has been a real estate agent for almost 7 years.
Wow.
And she came to me and she's like, "Why not this?" And I told her, I was like, "Well, I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be salesy." And she's like, "It's not a salesperson. You're really good with people." And so I looked into it. Again, I prayed about it. And then, I was like, you know what? Let's start the school. Let's start the education. And come to find out, what you learn in real estate school is totally
exactly what happens
exactly,
when you do it. Yeah.
Exactly. But I started it. I went to Champions, and it's been great. I mean, it allows flexibility for me to still be present at home, to be present with my kids. I'm really big on trying to make. I can't make every single thing that they have, but I have that flexibility on my schedule to work as early or as late as I want to.
You're your own boss.
Exactly.
So you don't have to ask somebody if you can take some time off to go see your kids' recital or whatever.
Exactly.
I totally understand it. So after 3 years, do you think you made the right decision?
Oh, yes. Like I always tell everybody, this isn't like a get rich quick thing. This is like the long haul. Learn from your mistakes, keep pressing forward, and I'm in it. Like I'm not going anywhere. The market's constantly changing. You're constantly having to learn new things, especially with everything that's going on, with real estate right now. I don't see agents being a thing of the past. I think,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Agents are going to be around forever. There might be some tweaks and some changes to the way that real estate is bought and sold. And we don't need to go into that.
Right.
But agents, there's always going to be need for agents. I mean, I've been in real estate for 9 years now, and I would not want to buy or sell my house on my own.
Mm-hmm. And we have done that, I should say. And
Really?
It was the worst experience. I would not tell anybody to do it for sell by owner.
Yeah, no,
It was the worst thing.
there's so many things that can go wrong, so many mistakes you can make. You can lose money, you can maybe make money, you don't know. And there's a lot of there's a lot of legal loopholes and things that you can miss that can get you in trouble.
Exactly.
So agents are always going to be needed. Agents have an expertise that I admire. I was a licensed real estate agent while I was at Empire Industries when I was in property management, but I didn't get my license because I wanted to be a realtor. But it was because my bosses realized that I could talk to agents and I could speak their language, and they thought that it would be better if I was licensed and knew the ins and outs of being a real estate agent. So I never did a deal, but I had it for a couple of years, but I didn't renew it. But it's an education.
It sure is. And you talking about, you knowing how to speak to agents, I can totally 100% agree with that. And just so everybody knows, I met Kevin. I went to one of his classes. I don't remember if it was the Google My Business or if it was the CMA one, or not the CMA, the CRM one.
Yeah.
But I remember leaving that class and thinking, I was like, I got to get with this guy and look. He helped me look at my marketing, and it has totally changed how I do my marketing, because I was paying a company. Not that that's a wrong. Like, if you want to pay somebody to do your marketing, that's fine. Right. But I was not seeing any return of investment from that, and changing that in itself has really helped my real estate business.
Well, it helps your bottom line, and it, in a way, it forced you to learn how to do what you're paying somebody else to do that you can probably do better, because, and again, like she just said, if you want to hire an outside marketing firm to do your marketing, that's great, but outside marketing firms' goal is not going to be the same goal as you have.
Right.
Once they do what you pay them to do, they're done. And it's all about the numbers. So, when you came to me and mentioned that, and every agent that comes to me and, says I'm spending this here or I had an agent ask me a couple of weeks ago, should I do this? My answer to her shocked her, because I didn't say yes or no. I said, what are your goals? Mm-hmm. How much money are you spending on that? And is that money that you're spending meeting the goals that you set? And she didn't have an answer for any of that. I said, well, then I can't answer that question, because it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but if I tell you, if someone says, if you spend $500 a month, you're going to get 10 leads, and 3 of those are going to turn into contracts, and each one of them is an average commission of $7,000. Well, yeah, I'm going to spend $500 a month to make $21,000. But that's the math that you have to do. It's a numbers thing. Plus, you have to enjoy doing it.
Exactly.
A lot of people are not marketing people. A lot of people are not salespeople. I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell eggs to an egg farmer, but I can get him convinced in the ones I'm trying to sell him. There's a difference.
Right.
So what kind of agent are you? Are you buyer, seller? Do you work with investors? Do you like doing leases? What do you like to do?
Right now, I call myself a buyer's agent.
Okay.
I work mostly with renters and first-time home buyers.
Awesome.
And I absolutely love it, because they tend to be a little bit more challenging, especially with renters and tenants.
You're not afraid of a challenge, huh?
I'm not. No. I'm really not. And but at the same time, I do want to get into the listing aspect of the business. But right now, I would say my niche is rentals and first-time home buyers.
So and you already know the answer to this, I'm sure, what do renters turn into?
renters can turn into buyers because they don't want to buy. They don't want to rent the rest of their life.
Exactly.
So,
especially in this market.
exactly.
What do sellers turn into?
Sellers can turn into referrals. I mean, and sellers can turn into buyers as well.
Exactly.
Because, they sell and they want to buy another one. But yeah.
Well, the thing is and I tell agents this all the time, but when I tell it, a lot of them just look at me like, I never thought of it that way. Every single person on the planet needs a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you help them with that? But you got to market yourself. You got to get yourself out there. You got to, you got to be the expert in the industry.
Exactly.
So you're a buyer's agent. What part of the city of Houston and the surrounding area do you specialize in?
Well, right now I'm mostly in Fort Bend, but
Okay.
I've gone as far. I did a rental in the Woodlands area. Like I actually drove there, but it was a referral from another rental client. And she's like, I know you don't go all the way up there. And I was like, for you, because this is your friend, I was like, I'm willing to drive the hour to go help your friend. And we looked at many rentals and we ended up putting an application. And then, 2 weeks later, she moved into her home. So
That made you feel good too, because you got somebody in their house.
It really does.
And you learned something, you gained the experience, and now you have a client for life. So when she decides it's time to buy, there you go.
Exactly.
So, what is it about real estate that you like?
I don't know if you get this answer all the time, but it's literally the different people that you meet.
Mm-hmm.
I recently helped a out-of-state renter, and she's from Chicago, and she was so overwhelmed by our highway system.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yes, and
Where was she from?
Chicago.
And she was overwhelmed.
Yeah,
I've been
she
to
was.
Chicago.
She was moving downtown, and at around the Energy Corridor area, and it took us literally an hour to get couple miles.
She was floored by the traffic.
Traffic.
Because I've been to Chicago many times, and you couldn't pay me to drive in Chicago. There is no way in the world. I mean, it is just that, and Atlanta. Atlanta is they call the downtown Atlanta where all the freeways meet. They call it the Spaghetti Bowl.
Oh, really?
Because if you literally look down or look away or do something for a split second, you will miss your exit. But that's pretty good. Now, what about the real estate the real estate industry do you not like? Everybody doesn't like something.
Yeah. Lately, I've been getting a lot of not so polite people.
Okay. No, I understand.
And that's the difficult thing, because I'm very much a non-confrontational person, and I'm also a words person. Like I love it. I love when people not give me praise, but are just kind in general. And so even if somebody like cuts me off on the road or cuts me in line when I'm at the grocery store, and they're rude about it, like it hurts. That's the only way I can explain it. And so talking to people, because you make your phone calls and you do your follow-ups and everything like that, people can be rude.
Oh yeah.
And that's the hard thing for me. Even though I have to like put on, the thick coat, as you say, and but as I don't try to somebody says something and they're like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, have a good day, and just hang up.
Right.
Like that's just what I do.
I have the same challenge when I talk to some agents. There's some agents out there that it doesn't matter what you do, they're never going to use you, but you call them anyway, and but I would say that's probably the one thing I don't like about working in title. But I think that would actually be true in any industry. So I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Do you have a program, or do you have a way of helping people become first-time home buyers?
Mostly it's just connecting them with the right lender. Like I always go in and find out what their needs are, like where they are in terms of like their credit score, what they're looking for, their price point. And I know there are agents out there who just work with one or two lenders, but I like to have I want to say like a big contact list of who they can go to, because I'll be like, oh, you're a veteran. I have this person over here who works with just veteran buyers. Yeah. Oh, your first time home buyer is looking for a great down payment assistance program, and they may be newly married or something. Something like that is what I like to refer them to. I mean, kind of like you have your whole people vendors when you have events and stuff like that, and I appreciate that because I add them to a list. And same thing if we're under contract and they're looking for an inspector, I don't give them like one or two. I'm like, okay, here's a couple according to your price range.
Exactly.
So I mean,
and no, that's a good idea because it kind of helps keep you out of any future challenges that may arise. If you just give them one, then if it's a bad experience, but if you give them two or three, no, I totally agree with that. What marketing wise? So, you've been an agent for almost 3 years. I know we've met several times and things like that. What do you do marketing wise for your company to generate leads?
So our company has a company based CRM. That has that rule in place where if somebody's looking, it'll get assigned to an agent. And since right now in our brokerage, I'm the only Houston-based agent, I get all those leads for Houston, whether it's Fort Bend, North Houston, South Houston, whatever. Like I'm the one that gets all of those leads.
And who was your brokerage again?
Homestead and Ranch Real Estate. So they're based out. They're a boutique brokerage, and they're based out of Driftwood. And they have agents. I say we, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio. We're working on the Corpus Christi market. So they're very much all over, but mostly based in Central Texas.
Okay.
Like my sister, who's my mentor, she's in New Braunfels. Does she live in New Braunfels? She lives in New Braunfels. Really? And so she does San Antonio and New Braunfels.
Okay.
And I mean, I should have just been with her from the beginning. She's great. She loves what she does. She has a passion for it. And we started out in the same brokerage when I joined. She helped onboard me, and then we went our separate ways when I joined the last brokerage I was with. And then when I decided to leave that brokerage, I was just like, why not just go be on her team, because she was mentoring me anyways.
Right.
And so why not just have her be there?
So you're actually on her team. She's your team lead?
Exactly.
How many other agents are on the team?
It's her and her husband, and then another girl named Monica, and then myself. So there's 4.
So your sister is the broker?
She is. She went through a brokerage class because she wanted to be a broker at one point. So I'm not sure if she's doing that or completed that. But but because she's a team lead, she had to go through that broker training.
Right.
So yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that's not her title in the brokerage. She does a lot, and she also helps with marketing as well.
So that's why you get all the leads that are in the Houston area, because are you the only agent in the Houston area with that brokerage?
Correct.
Well, that's a big advantage for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what else? Is there anything else that do you guys have a website? Do you have social media? What else do you guys do?
Yeah, we have a website that is based through it's a Google platform website. And so everything we do pushes through our CRM pushes through our websites, our individual agent websites.
Okay.
And then our brokerage offers certain social media tools that they pay for. So every morning I wake up, I get an email that says, here's today's social media content. And then it lists the today's, but then you can access other ones that they've had. They have their own, the brokerage has their own, Instagram, Facebook, all of that.
What about you? Do you have your own business social media pages?
Yes. I have my Facebook, my Instagram. I have a TikTok. I just use that mostly for fun. I have not gone and dove into YouTube yet. I'm still researching that. My sister's really big on YouTube, and she's actually gotten some leads from her YouTube channel. But that's something that I'm going to explore in 2024. Maybe not start a YouTube channel, but just look at the avenues, because I still want to perfect and grow my Facebook and my Instagram pages.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Well, of course it does.
Yeah.
What do you post on your Facebook and Instagram other than what the brokerage suggests?
It varies. I mean, I used to have on my Instagram, I used to have a separate personal and business. I just put it all together on my business page because I know my audience. When you track your analytics, right? I know my audience likes it when I share things about my family. You know, if I'm doing something, you know, like when we went to the Christmas tree lighting in Richmond, they loved that. Like that was a high view, a high share, and then you tag all the businesses around there. So I share personal, business, video tours, home showings, open houses. I love doing open houses. So I do a mix of reels, stories, and static posts.
What are some of the things that you're not doing other than the YouTube channel that you want to do in 2024 marketing wise?
I would like to do more new home construction tours, like just going in there, maybe doing some interviews with the builders themselves and showcasing those homes, especially right now. Like, you know, the new year, they're pushing out their inventory. They're offering really good incentives, really good deals, really good interest rates. And I say that all the time. Like I said it this year. I started out really good going to visit new construction, and then it kind of died down because I was focusing on other things.
Right.
So trying to get the good balance to go out there. I would like to go out at least once a week to feature a builder, a community, and not just here in Fort Bend, but really like branch out and maybe even go to the North Houston area where they're actually building more out there.
You mentioned earlier that you wanted to also eventually be a listing agent. So one of the things I would like to suggest to you on this podcast for next year is to start learning how to do farming, because that will get you listing leads. Not immediately, but it will. And of course you can come to me for all that stuff. So what about Angelica that people need to know? What is it about you and your business that you want anybody watching the podcast that might somewhere down the road hire you as a real estate agent to help them find, buy, sell, or rent a home? What is it about you and your business you want everybody to know?
I'm very honest, and I have a tendency. I have let go of customers because they wouldn't. What's the word I'm looking for?
Their expectations were
exactly.
Not?
Yes. I'm not just going to go in and make a sale. While that's, I want to go in and I want to get you what you're needing, but be realistic based on the market.
So you want to make sure that the relationship that you create with the possible client is going to be beneficial for both of you.
Correct. And that, you know, we continue that relationship even after the contract and the sale is done. Awesome. And so, yeah, I'm very honest. I tend to not sugarcoat things. If I can't do something, or if I don't know something, I'm not going to take a deal if I've never.
You don't take deals just to take deals.
Exactly.
And hope they work out.
Yeah. But I know people, like, obviously, I mean, we network with other realtors. Like, if I don't do land deals, I know somebody who does. If I've never done commercial, which I haven't, I know a lot of people who do commercial.
Right.
So I will tell somebody, I have never done a commercial deal, but I can refer you to somebody who has. Yeah. Because I'm not going to take a deal and then make it be the worst experience they've ever went through. So.
You specialize in specific things, and if people come to you with things you don't specialize in, you have relationships with people that do.
Exactly.
So guys, anybody that needs anything real estate wise, whatever it is, she can help you. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you. Phone number, email.
My phone number is 361-815-2064. My email is angelica@homesteadandranch.com.
And the broker was?
Homestead and Ranch Real Estate.
And remind everybody what social media platforms you're on so they can find you.
I'm on Facebook. You search for Carmona Sales Texas, TX. And then on Instagram, it is Angelica Carmona Realtor.
Awesome. Give them the phone number one more time.
361-815-2064.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Of course. Always. Thanks for having me.
It's always fun. So, guys, this is the last episode of 2023. I appreciate everybody's support, everybody that watched the podcast throughout the year. I will be continuing this in 2024. I'm already booked through April. We'll get her back on as well. Again, I couldn't do this without Jennifer Smitus, the Area Vice President, Caitlin Kornick, Devin, the escrow officers in the Sugar Land office, and Wendy Santana and Adriana Alzalte, the escrow officers in the Richmond office. So if you guys need title, there's nowhere else you need to go. Right here at Stewart Title, we can handle everything. We also have a commercial division here in the Sugar Land office, so we can do it all. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. Until next week and until next year, you guys have a great weekend. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.